Welcome back to another post game episode. The Miami Heat lose to the worst team in the NBA, the Washington Wizards, 110 to 108 at home in the Kaseya Center in the most embarrassing loss of the season. And the Miami Heat are now on a 3 game losing streak. And this team keeps giving us all that false hope after that 7 game losing streak. We turned it around, won 9 out of 11, 12 out of the last 15, yada, yada, yada. But then we lost back to back games that we should have won against good teams, looking good, but we don't. We're fool's gold. This Miami Heat team is torture to watch. And this was a huge loss and possibly a turning point in our season because our defense picked it up big time and helped us on that streak in the last 20 games or so. But our offense is falling flat. We have no size. It's all the same shit, guys. Who wants to jump in first? What are your guys' thoughts on this embarrassing, horrible loss?
They just got to play better. It's like like it's kind of like what you said. Why is DeLon Wright also too not playing? We brought him here for defense. You know what I mean? And Jordan Poole and all these other guys are blowing past our defenders. Like I think Terry Rozier's been great, but he's a smaller guard. This is why we have DeLon Wright on the roster for the point of attack defense. I don't understand why he's not playing. And then somebody mentioned this on Twitter. I think that they need to at least try it and put either Thomas Bryant or Orlando Robinson next to Bam Adebayo, something, because this whole second chance points and getting out rebounded, and we just look too small. And when you're giving the Washington Wizards all these opportunities and all these second chance points to shoot the ball, eventually it's going to go in. You know what I mean? And I think, like I said, we've been dealing with this size issue for a long time, unfortunately.
So I would say, and I always felt like this, but I think now I'm gonna finally say it. I don't think I said it on a podcast, but a lot of us Heat fans, and I say it too. I said it a lot, but I always in the back of my head, I'm like, bro, we can't keep doing this. Like, we can't just. And I wish Ernest was here too, because this would have been. This is a thing for him too. Seating matters. We
Mm-hmm.
all say no. Seating matters. It's seating matters. Like, I don't. We need to stop. Oh, we the Heat. We this. We could beat everybody. Yeah, we could beat everybody, but we also can lose to everybody. We just lost to the worst team in the league. That's no question about it. So this bull crap in mid half of the season, then come after All Star break. Oh, the Miami Heat are back, and I was saying that let's go win a championship. Like, we looking back. Bro, this is the most important part of the season, and we're in a 3 game losing streak. Jimmy's doing what Jimmy needs to do, and we're still losing. Does that not concern you? Like, does that not concern you at all? Because, like, Bam, like, I mean, if Bam plays a little bit better those last 2 games, I don't think we lose to Dallas and OKC. But you come out to this game right here, the worst team in the league, and literally they gave you the game. Kyle Kuzma turned the ball over 3 times, did 3 dumb decisions, going up for a shot to give the Heat a chance, right? Then he does an offensive foul on Terry Rozier. They're giving you a game. They're a young team. They don't want to win. That's the thing. The Wizards don't want to win. They don't care to win. They're 11 and well, now they're 12-53, right? And so our only hope at this moment is if the Knicks lose. I mean, the Knicks got to beat the 76ers right now, which this game is way too close. It's 44-43 in the third quarter. That's like a really low scoring game, which is weird. But I think we're going to fall to 8 today, right? If we since this loss, cuz we're 35-29 after this. The 76ers lose what? They're 35-29 too. But also the Pacers are 35-29, so I don't think we have the tiebreaker with none of them. Am I wrong or correct?
Sixers. We're 2-0 against them. And
Okay.
the
So
Pacers, I think we're 1-1. So
yeah, bro, that was a bad loss, man. Listen, Ernest, we need to talk. We this because, bro, I know he fans. We can't lose this game. And I'll just this is what also I got to say. Do you know who we're playing next?
Detroit? Is it Detroit or
No, no, no,
The
no,
Detroit Pistons, no?
no, 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 no. We're not playing Detroit. We're playing the
Oh,
team
we're
that
playing the
beat us.
Nuggets.
We're playing
four
the
game,
Nuggets.
4 game losing streak. 4 game
Four
losing
game
streak.
losing streak.
4 game losing streak.
And
Sorry.
then we play Detroit back to back, which I'm telling you now, we're only going to win one of those games. We played Detroit back to back. Well, not literally back to back, but we played them the 15th, and then we played them Sunday. So good luck, Miami. And the schedule only gets a little bit harder for us because we after that we play the 76ers. Even without Joel, it's going to be a dogfight. We play the hottest team in the league: the Cavs, the Pelicans,
Cleveland.
the Cavs, the Warriors. Like this is a tough stretch.
Yep.
Yeah,
This
we don't have an easy schedule. Every game counts.
Yep.
What's an easy schedule when you're in the Miami freaking Heat when one day you could beat the not this season really honestly, like more so last year where we
Yes.
beat a lot of the good teams and then lost to like all the horrible teams in clutch games, but in theory this team is like we could beat a great team on national TV and then lose to the Spurs or the Wizards or the Pistons or the Hornets or whoever it is and it's like no games are easy. We're mid. We barely beat the teams that we're supposed to beat because we've had like 8 blowouts out of our however many wins we have out of 35 wins. Like maybe 6 or 7 were double digits. Every game's close, and what did I tell you guys in the chat last week or whatever? We're 2-13 against the top 4 East teams and top 4 West teams, so we can't beat the good teams, and we could barely beat the mediocre and bad teams, and we lose to some of the worst teams. Like we're a mid team. Like it's just so frustrating, man. These guys like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and that's with injuries always. Number one, someone gets healthy, right? Comes back, then someone else gets injured, but also with our winning streaks, like and our momentum in the beginning of the season, 8 games above 500, right? Couple steps forward, then all of a sudden we get injuries and all that crap, and we lose. And the same thing now, we go backwards, we go forwards. Like anytime something positive happens, we take a few steps back, and that's what we're doing right now. So I don't know. Do you guys want to talk more about this game specifically, or just overall? Like, what are some of the things that you think we need to fix? Like, it's the same shit, right? It's the
It's
same
just the
issues, right?
size. It's the size thing. Like I said, I know a lot of people don't want to play Thomas Bryant or Orlando Robinson, and I get it. But somebody was saying this the other day: can we just at least try it? Can we? Because we're getting out rebounded, and the Wizards are getting multiple second chance points.
They
Bro,
did,
that cannot happen.
they did not rebound us tonight, though. We actually out rebounded them by 11. So, but I mean, that's still an overall issue. Like, obviously, like we're horrible at rebounding. I'm looking at we're 29th in defensive rebounding, 27th overall, but not tonight. At least, just want to let you know. So we won by 11. So
Yeah,
and we still lost. Like, there's always different ways we find ways to lose in different ways. And if you noticed lately, we've been shooting lights out from three, 38, 42, whatever we shot, 30 something percent. Like we've been shooting well and losing, and that's demoralizing because we're shooting like shit at the free throw line continuously, like the last 3 games. And to your point, Martel, except for today, it's usually we're getting out rebound. And what does that mean? Usually second chance points. And that's what has killed us against Dallas and the Thunder. Not so much tonight. But yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Just like
Man,
what needs
listen,
to change?
listen. The problem is, too, another problem that I have is that Spo can't find a rotation that he can stick with. He's always, and I get it, like we're deep in the sense of like we have so many different bodies and we can use them in different ways. But like if you notice, I mean, like DeLon Wright came in and played 2 games. He had one great game. The second game didn't play too much. He's out the rotation. And then Patty Mills, we signed him. I'm fine with it. But then now he's getting the 2 games of 15 minutes a game. And I bet you next game he doesn't play for the next 8 games. So like, bro, we can't find a consistent rotation. Haywood Highsmith seems like he's out the rotation. I mean, it's like we need Kevin Love back really, really bad. Tyler Herro, like I'm not bashing Tyler Herro, but I honestly won't be surprised if we get news that Tyler Herro somehow is going to miss a playoff series because this injury, I thought it was just, it's just a day-to-day injury. He'll be back next game. Bro, he hasn't played.
Hey,
When
you
is he
see how they're
coming
not
back?
talking about it?
No one's talking about it.
No one is. No one's talking. That's not
No
good.
one's
I don't care
talking
what anybody says. Ira, all of them. They're not saying, okay, well, 2 to 3 weeks. No one is saying nothing about it, and
nothing.
that's not. That's not good. That is
It's
not good.
it's not good at
Nope.
all. So it's like, and another thing with this team is it's like, yeah, then now I'm seeing excuses on Heat Twitter. Oh, if Tyler played those 2 games, we'd have won. Bro, we literally went to the finals, and the team is different. So don't get me, it is different, but we went to the finals without Tyler, and that's no bash to Tyler. But we all know Tyler's going to be injured every single season. So and this team is injury prone. So we got to win without Tyler. We got to win with this team not being healthy. It is what it is. Until they fix this team and add like size and height and whatnot, we got to deal with the injuries, and somehow we got to win. But it's looking slow. It's looking real slow.
We need to fix this offense. Like, we're 25th offensive rating. Like, that's not good enough. That's not going to cut it. Like, it's what do you say, Martel? Your favorite two words: roster construction, and also we have enough,
Yeah,
or
that's
we
right.
like our team, all that shit.
That's awesome.
We don't. I mean, Terry Rozier. Let's talk about him real quick. He's been playing really well. I think the last 4 or 5 games, he's looked good, and he's doing what he needs to do. Like, he's facilitating, like he's distributing the ball, he's getting to the paint, and he's scoring like 17 or 18 points per game on this stretch, which is what we need. Like, we need a third scorer like that, obviously, or just we do well typically when we look at the box score and everybody's contributing. That means Jimmy and Bam both have to have really good games. And so I don't want to just talk shit on Tyler because Twitter is kind of correct. Like, we do use him as a scapegoat a lot, but like Bam had those 2 shitty games. He almost single handedly lost us those games. But Jimmy has had good games, but not great. Like, he's kind of falling off a little bit to a certain degree. Like, he was
All
averaging
that
20.
talking he was doing.
Yeah, what's
Don't
going
even
on
let me
with
get
Jimmy?
started with that. All that talking he was doing.
Yeah,
Listen, you're supposed to get 30 tonight, 35 tonight. Don't get me wrong. I know people are gonna say, yeah, but it's the Wizards. I understand that, but every other superstar in the NBA, they have their breakout games where they have 25 points and then boom, they hit you with the 35 piece to take it home. That's what it's about. That's why you have your best player. And he was breaking and clanking and and missing all these layups. And he took a little bit too many threes. The 3-point shot was not hitting tonight. So,
yes.
now when I mean roster construction, I just mean like why do we not have a legit four? I think that Nikola Jovic next year he's going to be ready. I just don't think he's ready this year. Next year for sure, but we need like a very athletic, like Kyle Kuzma would have been the perfect four next to Bam Adebayo.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
Yeah.
yeah. Without him making dumb mistakes, because I feel like Kuzma makes a lot of dumb
He wouldn't
mistakes.
do that on the Heat though. He wouldn't do that
I
on the
hope.
Heat because
I hope so.
Spo would take care of that. Spo would take care of that
But
stuff.
Jimmy would take care of that,
is it
Yeah.
is it bad that I'm already looking at past the season and looking at the roster that we're gonna have next year? Because I'm
No.
looking at this team right now, right? The team that I would keep, the only players that I would keep on this team is Bam, Jimmy, Terry, Duncan, Jovic, Jaime, and I'm leaving everybody else off this team. Those are the only players I want on this team. Am I crazy or what? Like, and
No,
then
you're right.
and I'm trading Tyler. It's time to trade Tyler after this offseason. He's not healthy. He's not healthy enough, and we can't win with him even playing on the court. So with that experience, that experiment is done. Just go with Terry, Jimmy, and Bam, and that's our big three. Bring some depth in and actually bring some size in, and I think we'll be fine. But
Yeah, I agree.
everything else, bro, Patty Mills, like, well, he's not going to be on the team next year, but I would bring back Kevin Love just because I like him and he plays a big role. But everybody else, get Thomas Bryant off my team. I don't even know what Haywood Highsmith's contract is, but get him off my team because he's not
Off.
cracking the rotation no more. Caleb Martin's probably going to be gone. It is what it is. We gotta get ready for next year, bro, because this team ain't doing nothing. And if that dude was correct that we did the show with, what's his name from 5 Reasons? If he's correct that
Maybe.
this off, if Ethan's correct in saying this is off season, if we don't win, we're gonna make some big moves. I'm hoping that's correct, man, because or a move because we need something, and this is not going to cut it out. And I think this is the offseason where Tyler just get my team. And it's not dissing Tyler. I want to say this. It's just because I think Terry, Bam, and Jimmy are finding their groove, especially Terry and Bam at least. Even though we're not
Yep.
winning, they're finding their groove together. And I think when Tyler comes back, it's just going to ruin kind of all that because Tyler needs the ball in his hand, meaning Terry Rozier is not going to have the ball in his hands as frequently as he has since Tyler been out. So I think that's the new big three is Terry and Bam and Jimmy.
Yep, and not to throw Tyler again completely under the bus or always, but what was the record throughout the year and dating back to last year with our big three playing together? It was 31 and like 38, and then we got a few wins probably with them. Still probably below 500, right? Because Tyler's out now, so they're not playing together. So he wasn't part of those most recent victories. So he's been out 6 games or so, 7 games, and so they're still below 500, right, Trent? So it's like the way they're constructed, and like I don't want to just say it's Tyler because what's if like Bam is the issue theoretically of the three? Like Jimmy and Bam don't play that spectacularly off each other. They're
Yeah.
not Kobe. They're not Kobe and Shaq. They're not Wade and Shaq, Wade, LeBron, etc. Like all these dynamic duos and trios that like figure
Yeah,
shit out.
bro. That duo sucks in the regular season.
And
Yeah.
listen,
This duo sucks.
and I want to say this.
They don't play well at all.
The reason why Tyler keeps getting brought up and because he's not playing is because he's the only player that has trade value. So I want to make sure everybody in the chat understands that. That's why I keep bringing him up. He's the only one that has trade value. You're not trading Jimmy and you're not trading Bam. Tyler's the only guy that can actually get you something out of this, right? And you're not going to trade Terry because you literally just traded for him. So when you look at this team, you're not going to trade Jaime. And if you do, that's going to be part of a bigger deal, which we already made our deal. So Tyler's the only one that can bring in some valuable pieces to help this big three win games. Because I don't think we need much, but just bring the right pieces around this team. That's all I think the Heat need. So that's no one's bashing Tyler because this is not Tyler's fault at the moment because he's not even playing. He's the only one that has trade value, and that's why he's going to constantly continue to get brought up. He's not, So yeah.
It's not even. We're not doing this based on his ability. No shit. We could have like used Tyler Herro like today and like every game that we've lost. Like we could use him every game of the season, whether he starts next to Terry, whether he comes off the bench, which would never happen. But it's not about his ability. It's about his availability, which is the best ability is being able to freaking play, right? And he's always hurt. Sorry, you're the odd man out. You're young. We're not going to trade Bam. He's our best two-way player. We're not going to trade Jimmy yet because he still has another at least year, it seems like, after this season, right? He's our best player technically. So you're the odd man out. And like, we're sorry. Like, we need to find better pieces that fit to Trent's point because offensively, that's our thing. Let me look up some stats. I'm the stats guy. I'm going to bring up some shit. Trent, earlier in the episode, you said seeding matters. And how many times I've been saying this? I'm going to keep saying this. In the 77 years of the NBA, 55 first seeds have won. That's 70% of all championships are by the one seed. Why? Because they're elite in the regular seasons because they're the best teams. They have the best defense. They have the best offense usually. They have both. They're dominant. They don't lose to teams like this. Like, we talk shit on Boston, like, yeah, they don't want to see us in the playoffs. Maybe they do. Like, I would want to see a team that just lost to the Wizards. Like, they're not losing to the Wizards. But anyway, seeding matters. I don't want to get into that. Like, no one 7 and above have won. So if we're 7 and above, numbers don't lie, right? Like ball don't lie, numbers don't lie. Like, it's almost extremely difficult. It's not impossible, it's improbable. It can happen, but it won't most likely. So anyway, let me say one more thing though. I also looked this up. Last 43 years of championships, NBA teams offense defensive rating trends. So every team in the last 43 years ranked top 5 in either offense, defense, or both. And out of those 43 teams, there's only 3 outliers where they were like 8th in offense, 9th on defense, right? But they're still like top 11 in categories, right? So we are 25th in offensive rating, okay? Like, if you're 25th in the offensive rating, you're not going to win a championship. Like, the numbers don't lie. Like, I can look down the list: 11, 5, 3, 1, 3, 2, 7, 2, 8, 8, 11, 3, 10. These are just going all the way back down to like the 03 Lakers. Like, second, fifth, first. Like, they're also like top 5. Like, it's insane. You have to be a top defensive team and offensive team, or one or the other. And our offense is just horseshit. We're 30th in scoring in the league. We scored 108 points against the Wizards. You know what the Wizards have averaged, allowed other teams to score on the road in the last 13 games when they lost 16 in a row? 130 points. We scored 108 at home. I don't care if we didn't have Tyler Herro and use that excuse for Kevin Love. We still had enough tonight. We still had our 4 good players, I guess, or 3 good players with Terry, Bam, and Jimmy. So it's our offense is pathetic, man. That's it. Like, I'm looking at these numbers. Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, do you think a team with an offensive rating of 25 can win a championship based off what I just said in the data? Like, it doesn't happen for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, it's just we're not constructed the correct way. Like, we need to add different people. We need to trade Tyler. Again, stop crucifying us because we're saying Tyler. Trade Duncan Robinson too. Trade both of them for a Lowry Markkanen and whoever else. Like, get us better pieces, more size, and better pieces around Jimmy and Bam, right? That fit the mold. We just can't win with this roster. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. You know, like, I'll believe. Seeing is believing for me. Like, if we start playing better and turn this around, they might trick us again, right? Because like we're up and down. Like, we're biased at times. We're pessimistic at times. But right now, this is bleak. This seems bleak right now at this point in the season. If we're going to be the 8th seed, losing to these types of teams, like, how are we going to succeed in the playoffs? So I don't know. I'm going to leave it off that on my end. Anybody else? Any closing thoughts or anything else you want to talk about before we hop off?
I would say my last thing I would say is going back to the seeding part. and this is more of a mindset thing. But look at the Boston Celtics real quick. And I know we don't like them, but Boston's gonna have home court advantage throughout the playoffs, and home court advantage is perfect just because of the fact that if it does go to Game 7, you're at home. You don't got to travel. That's another big thing which I don't think people talk about. Traveling in the playoffs, I understand it's like you're going to one team. But still, like traveling, it's draining for players and mentally, especially if you don't get sleeping much like that. So this is why the Heat need to stop. Oh, we can be eighth seed and we'll still win. Yeah, be the eighth seed. Go play a playing game, and then go play another playoff games. This four six. This is the thing. Imagine being in a playing and then going to a playoff series. The playing was and then you have to work your butt off to win the playing game, and then the main thing hasn't even started yet. It hasn't. Now you have to win the playoff series. Like, why are you putting yourself in that position? And you know why? Because Jimmy Butler doesn't want to try in the early part of the season. Simple
Mm-hmm.
as that. I'm going to leave it off at that. I love you, Jimmy, but you play a huge part of why we're always like this.
All that low managing in the game, and man,
Yeah,
it's
and we don't
crazy,
have
man. Every game counts. Every game counts right now. Every game counts.
yeah, and we don't have a good enough team assembled with the right fit around him that if he's going to take games off and not try in the first half of the season to get us in position to be good enough to win, right? Like give us a Jordan Clarkson, give us like a microwavable type player like off the bench, give us a big who can stretch the floor and play next to Bam. So like a Kelly Olynyk or Markkinen. Obviously, we don't want Olynyk. We want a better caliber player than that, though. But like, put better team around us. Again, like we can't win as an eighth seed. Like it's not impossible, but it's so unlikely. Like that's the thing. Like we need to be a six seed. Like, and even then, I already have said this a million times. The Houston Rockets are the only team to have ever done it, and it was one time, and that was with Hakeem Olajuwon, right? One of the best centers in the NBA. Like, are you kidding me? Top 5 center of all time. So I don't know. Like, is Jimmy Butler a top 5 power shooting guard, whatever the hell he is, small forward of all time? Probably not. Probably not even close. So it's gonna be much harder if we're even a 6 seed. But again, we're back in the playoff conversation. So that's where the Heat stand right now. And so yeah, Trent, you said we're playing. Trying to look at the Heat schedule real quick. We're playing. So that's Wednesday. Are you sure we don't have another game until Wednesday?
Versus the
No,
Nuggets.
I'm to play the Nuggets.
So we got the Nuggets. So we got the Nuggets on Wednesday. You're right. Pistons back to back, and then Sixers. So listen, this could be a 4-game losing streak. If the Pacers keep winning and other teams keep doing well, we might be destined for the play-in again, once again. And I'm not sure that's the best path to getting back to the NBA Finals with this team. So we talked about it. We just need to get past this. There's still plenty of time. There's 18, 19, whatever that 17 games left. I don't even know how many are left, but there's still plenty of games left. We could still control our destiny, win each game, one game at a time. Just avoid the play-in, please. Just get us into the playoffs at least at the 6th seed, right? Like if then I'll have some hope and believe again, possibly. But right now, I'm just not. I'm not a big believer right now in this team, and it's sad because I love this Miami Heat team, and I want us to do well, and I want Jimmy to win a championship, but we're not playing well enough right now at this point. We're just too inconsistent. That's the thing.
Yeah, and Pacers just won today against the Magic, so that doesn't help us at all. Well, it is what it is, man. But let us know in the comment section what you guys think. Go follow Martell. Go follow Team to Beat on YouTube. Go follow Miami Heat Network. Go check out Ernest. And we love you guys. And yeah, peace.
Thanks for watching, guys.